movie experience, episode 5. We are here. It is Super Bowl Sunday. I realize that. I don't know how many people are actually going to be here tonight. It might just be one, it might be two, it might be me here talking to myself for like an hour and a half. I don't know. I'll try to make this as like rewatchable as possible on the replay, because there might be some people that come in here on the replay and check this out. But we have Sam Jr. He says he is here. That is awesome. Thanks for being here tonight, Sam. So yeah, this is Ken's movie experience, episode 5. You know, I just got off of work. I kind of got home a little bit late tonight. I was kind of frantically putting the show together, trying to watch some of the Super Bowl trailers. I know there was some stuff that dropped tonight. We had a Falcon Winter Soldier trailer. We had the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, the Nobody trailer. We had some weird commercial with Timothy Chalamet being Edward Scissorhands. So yeah, it's Super Bowl Sunday. To be honest, I don't give a shit about football. I really don't. Like, I've never been into football. I know a lot of people care about it. I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head who's playing tonight. So, but I do know that there's trailers that drop because I booted up YouTube and I instantly saw everybody's trailer reactions. So, Sam Jr. says, I'm watching the Super Bowl with my dad. Awesome, Sam. Awesome. Glad you can make that memory with your old man watching the Super Bowl. Again, not trying to say anything about anybody that watches the Super Bowl. It's just something I've never gotten into. And I've always worked Sundays. So, like, football is something I've never felt the need to even start getting into as a hobby, because I've always worked weekends and Sundays and stuff like that. So, pretty much, guys, just getting into the show. We got about 6 people in here. If you're in here and if you like the show so far, you want to hit that like button for me, I sure would appreciate it. And other than that, guys, we can talk about what we've been watching over the weekend. If you want to put anything in the chat to let me know, like, what have you been watching? Did you watch WandaVision? We're going to get into that a little bit later. We're going to talk about that as well. Did you watch Malcolm and Marie on Netflix? We'll also be talking about that tonight. Just kind of put it in the chat, like, what have you been watching? What have you been doing over the weekend? How has your weekend been? So put it in the chat. Let me know. Sam Jr. said he watched Doctor Sleep this weekend. That is an awesome movie. Great sequel to The Shining. I love Doctor Sleep. That was my official favorite film of 2019 was Doctor Sleep. Now, my unofficial favorite movie of 2019 was 1917, but I saw that after I made my list. So once I make my list, it's set in stone, and I'm not going to go back and rewrite history. So Doctor Sleep is my official favorite film of 2019. So we got Cinephiles Nations in here, man. What is up, man? He said, hey, Ken, crazy week at work. Missed the halftime show. Don't care about football, though. Love the weekend. Love new trailers, though. Awesome. Yeah. I like The Weeknd too, because I thought he was fantastic in Uncut Gems. But yeah, so welcome everybody. He says also, hey everyone. Let's get into some of these Super Bowl trailers. So I don't have like the setup to do the watching long. I thought about like watching it on my computer and like you all could watch it with me as we watch it. But I did watch the Falcon and the Winter Soldier like literally 5 minutes before I started the stream. I thought it was good. It looks fun. You know, they had the catchy music playing, like the upbeat kind of rap music, modern day music. They had the fun banter back and forth between Falcon and Winter Soldier. Seems like they're going to be getting at each other's throats through the whole series. They had Emily Van Camp. I can't remember. She's Peggy Carter's granddaughter or niece or something. I'm a bad MCU fan. And she looks like she's kicking ass in the show. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fun show. And as we're going to discuss a little bit later, Marvel's really been firing on all cylinders lately. So definitely looking forward to the Falcon and Winter Soldier when it ends. I'd say out of all the Marvel shows, I was probably looking forward to WandaVision the most, because I thought it just looked so weird and different. Everything, the Marvel can tend to be a little bit, I don't think it's fair to say they're completely cookie cutter, but I think they can tend to be a little bit cookie cutter in their overall presentation sometimes. But WandaVision looked incredibly different. So that was the one I was most excited for. And then I would say after that was Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I love Captain America. I love those movies. And, those two characters are featured prominently in those movies. So, yeah, interesting. They're not like my favorite characters in the MCU or anything, but I think that they can have a really fun dynamic with each other. And I did enjoy that trailer. And, yeah, again, it feels incredibly cinematic, especially. I mean, I know it's Marvel still, but it is TV on Disney Plus. It still feels like you're watching a Marvel movie, even when you watch WandaVision. So it looks cool. The other one I watched that M. Night Shyamalan trailer, and I actually posted a trailer reaction for that on my Instagram. I was not a huge fan of that trailer. It looks like it could be good, but it also looks like extremely generic, kind of. It almost, the acting in it is what struck me the most. The acting, like I could notice bad acting through the trailer, then I don't think that you are making a very good trailer. If I can notice, like it was like happening levels of bad acting. That's what it kind of reminded me of. It felt like it could go down the road of The Happening, or I don't know, Lady in the Water, the Last Airbender. It felt like that kind of Shyamalan just through the trailer, through the little bit that I saw. So yeah, I wasn't. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'll watch anything M. Night Shyamalan does because to me, like he either has super terrible films or he has fantastic films that I love. Like Signs is one of my, I think it's in my top 25 favorite movies of all time. I love Signs. I love The Sixth Sense. Love the Unbreakable trilogy. I love all of those movies. I thought The Visit was really good, found footage movie. But yeah, when he has his lows, he goes very low. So this one kind of looks like he's going back to that point. It's got Alex Wolff in it, who, of course, from Jumanji movies. He was also in Hereditary. And, I don't know, the concept looks kind of silly. Just the kid coming up saying his swimming suit doesn't fit. And then he goes behind some rocks and he's like 16 or something. It just felt weird. Something was off with that trailer. It reminded me a little bit of Us, too, with like the missing kids and the beach and all that stuff. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that trailer, but I'll definitely check it out when it comes out, whenever it comes out. I'm not sure exactly when that's supposed to come out. I also watched the really short 25-second trailer for Nobody, the film starring Bob Odenkirk, and I am actually really looking forward to that movie when it comes out. It looks like a fun kind of John Wick style action thriller movie, so I'm really looking forward to that one when it comes out. Let's see what the chat is saying. Cineballs Nation says, dying to watch it. Sam, glad you loved it. Let's see. Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer was brilliant. It had a signature Marvel feel. Can't wait to see it. Exactly. Sam Jr. said, the old trailer looks bad. It definitely looks bad. That old trailer was horrific. I am sorry, M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the only one. I didn't really get to see what other people were saying about it because I literally just watched it myself like 20 minutes before I did this, so I don't even know what anybody's thinking about it. It just did not look good to me. Sam Jr. said, Ken, did you like the Glass movie? I did like Glass. I liked it quite a bit. I know a lot of people were pretty split on that one, no pun intended. But I liked it quite a bit. I thought it was a worthy finale for that sequel. I thought it was really good. I didn't think it was like the greatest movie. It didn't make my top 10 of 2019 or anything, but I thought it was a great. I remember it came out like at the beginning of January of that year, and yeah, I was super excited to see it. Super pumped. I love Split, and yeah, to me, it delivered in a way that I don't think a lot of people wanted it to, but I was satisfied with it. Like I liked the fact that it opened up with Bruce Willis like kicking ass, and then after that, you really didn't get a whole lot more of that, and it just felt. It felt in line with all the subversions of the superhero genre that M. Night kind of started that series for. I think a lot of people wanted some big epic battle at the end, and that's not really what the trilogy was about. So, yeah, I really enjoyed Glass for what it was, even though, Bruce Willis drowned in a puddle. It is what it is. I thought it was pretty good. So, we can right now, guys, I've got a couple of giveaways that I'm going to be giving away tonight. I'm going to be giving away a digital copy of Do the Right Thing on 4K. I bought that this past week, and I'm going to be giving out a digital copy of The Golden Child at the end of the stream as well. So we will give those copies away at the end. I'll give one in the middle, and then I'll give one at the tail end of the stream. So, all right. So, did anybody watch WandaVision this past weekend? I don't really want to spoil anything, but it's going to be hard to talk about WandaVision without giving some spoilers. So, if you guys can kind of give me a yay or nay on that, I really don't want to spoil anything. So, I'll kind of keep it to a little bit. Some light spoilers. Some light spoilers. I won't give away like the big reveal at the end of episode 5, but I didn't get a chance to talk about episode 4 last week because I didn't watch it last week. I think I watched it last Monday, and then I watched episode 5 last night with my son. And yeah, both episodes the best of the season so far, in my opinion. I really liked episode 4 because it kind of took you out of everything. And I was enjoying the show. I've been enjoying the show since it started. You know, I think a lot of the people that were criticizing the show in the beginning are going to be forced to kind of eat their words in the coming weeks. And I think they're kind of seeing that now. And a lot of people are starting to turn around on this show for sure. But yeah, I've always liked it. I've always been intrigued. Like I've said, I've always been interested in what was going to happen next. And they're really starting to open up this world, kind of taking you out of what they call the hex, and you know, showing you the things that are going on outside of it. And then you got you know, Kat Dennings' character comes back in. You got the guy from Ant-Man. I'm trying to think of his name. Was his name? I can't think of the character's name, but the guy that was in God, I can't think of his name. Always Be My Maybe. The Asian guy that was in that movie. And yeah, he's back in the show. Sorry, gotta take a drink for a second. So he's back in the show with her, and they're kind of investigating what happens. There's really cool sequences where they're picking up what's happening inside the world on the TV. And then you know, it really doesn't have a lot of Wanda and Vision in that show. But yeah, I dug it. I dug episode 4, but it was kind of as good as it was. It was really nothing compared to what we got in episode 5, where they really started digging into just the characters of Wanda and Vision and really what is going on in this world. And yeah, I found it to be completely compelling. I'm trying not to spoil too much. But there's a lot of stuff you can really dig into this episode, like Easter eggs and stuff that, you know, could be or could not be happening in the future. And yeah, it was very interesting. And again, there's a huge reveal at the end of the episode that I don't want to spoil. But what I will say is it definitely expands the universe of Marvel and kind of opens us up for the multiverse. It kind of sets the stage for the multiverse going forward. So definitely intrigued and interested as to what will be going on going forward. And like I said, they set the stage for so much. It feels so big now. It felt small. It felt like a little sitcom. I was like, oh, what they're doing is pretty cute. I wonder if they're going to keep that up the whole show. And they do kind of keep that up in this episode. Kind of bringing you into the 80s, I guess. It felt a little 90s to me also, even though I think it's supposed to be the 80s, but I got a lot of hints of the 90s and Full House and some of that, especially when they're sitting on the grass outside on a blanket and it kind of pans out just like it does on Full House in the beginning. And just the music choice that they used to kind of open the show. Yeah, it felt very 90s to me, but I think it was probably supposed to be like late 80s because I think we're going to get the 90s in the next episode. So it still had that sitcom stuff in it, but it really kind of it was kind of going back and forth between that and the outside world. And then Wanda actually goes into the outside world in one part in this really awesome scene with her. And you know, I said in the very beginning and the first time I talked about this show was I didn't really care about Wanda and Vision as characters. I didn't care about their relationship. I couldn't care more about them as characters in their relationship as of right now. Like, I am really interested in where this show's going. I think they have fantastic chemistry in this show, just the way it's building, and I think the performances are awesome. I think Elizabeth Olsen is doing spectacular work in this show, work that she probably won't even get recognized for because like the Emmys don't really. I don't know though. They seem to be turning around a little bit because we got The Mandalorian that's being nominated for Emmys, for Golden Globes. And yeah, so maybe she'll get recognized for her performance. I think, Paul Bettany's doing excellent work as well. Catherine Hahn is doing awesome work. So yeah, this is a really entertaining show. And I can't believe, like, with all the crap we've gotten, just in this episode alone, episode 5, we still got 4 episodes left. So it kind of pains me a little bit because sometimes when these Marvel stuff comes out, it's like all anybody wants to talk about. It's like all Marvel all the time. And sometimes I get annoyed and I'm like, there's other stuff out there, guys, but damn it, this shit really is good. It's just good. And when you're good, you're good. And Marvel's good. They're on fire. So you got to give it to them. And I am enjoying the hell out of the show so far. So let's see. Cinephiles Nation said that episode was a banger. Kind of have mixed feelings about the episode's surprise. Curious to see how they'll handle it. Yeah, it was. I kind of figured that something like that was going to happen, but when they showed the back of his head, like, I wasn't sure what we were getting. I knew it was, who it was, but I didn't know which actor it was going to be. And I didn't think they would go for it this early, to be honest. So. Sam Jr. said, I saw the reveal on YouTube already. So sorry you saw the reveal on YouTube, because I know I saw it again. It's the same thing with the Luke Skywalker stuff on the thumbnails. As soon as I boot up YouTube, thankfully I didn't all day Friday, and I didn't get spoiled by it, but I saw tons of thumbnails with this image from the end on it. And, it's ridiculous. I don't know why people have to do that, because I guess they just assume, like, with shows this big, people are just going to watch it day of. But, that's not how everybody watches it. I don't think they should be punished for not watching it, like, the day that it comes out. So, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Sorry you got it spoiled for you there, Sam. But let's get into Malcolm and Marie, because I watched this show on Friday night with my wife, and I'll say this is not the best show to watch with a spouse. I'll definitely say that, because the themes in this movie are very raw and very real and very visceral. But the way that they portray it didn't make for an actual great movie. And I found a lot of the dialogue just to be incredibly overbearing and just a little bit too much to take in one sitting. It almost felt like after each argument, you had to, like, stop and take a breather for a second to get into the other one. It was just really awkward pacing, just an awkward pace of their arguments in general, because they would go from being super pissed to okay to super pissed again. And it was just like watching this argument unfold and escalate and de-escalate throughout one night. And then they bring in, the whole critic thing, and how they're the artist versus the critic, and how the critic doesn't appreciate the artist, and how the artist gets mad and angry at the critic for not interpreting his art the way that he intended. And overall, I'm not going to hate on the movie. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. A lot of people are really, really giving this movie a hard time, which surprised me, because this felt like it was going to be like a cinephile's wet dream. And it kind of is visually. It's beautiful. And I'm a sucker for the black and white aesthetic. But I gave this movie like a 7.75. I think, like I said, like cinematically, visually, it looks fantastic. But yeah, I couldn't get into the movie. I couldn't get into the characters. They were both awful human beings, just the way that they were treating each other throughout the film. And you kind of got set up to be a little sympathetic towards Marie, at least in the first half. And then some other stuff's revealed about her. And then she starts saying some really despicable things. And it just kind of turns you to like, well, maybe he's the one we should be sympathizing with. But then by the end, it's like you're not sympathizing with anybody and you just don't care. So, yeah, I wasn't. I'll say I am surprised though that a lot of people are really bashing this because this feels like one of those movies that I would be an outlier on and maybe not like as much as a lot of people, and that everybody else will love. And there have been a couple people that I saw that have called this film a masterpiece. So, Cinephiles Nation, I don't know if you have seen it, but I'm curious. I'm really curious to see and hear your thoughts once you do. So. Definitely let me know. But let's see. You said Olsen and Bettany are both amazing. I am now really digging the idea of a one by one episode thing. Same feels as The Mandalorian. Yeah, I mean, that's the way that TV should be consumed, right? We got so spoiled with this Netflix model of just releasing everything all at once and just here, take it. And then we'd watch it in a weekend and we'd forget about it. Like Stranger Things was like a huge thing for a week. And then everybody forgot about it until like the trailer for the next season popped. And this, it dragging it out. It gives us all time to like speculate and talk about it. It just feels a lot funner. It's like, Game of Thrones when it was at its height, everybody talking about it, Breaking Bad. This is the way that shows honestly should be consumed, which will lead me into my next talk. And Sam Jr. asked me, Ken, did you hear about the Clarice show? Is that on the CBS All Access? Is that an All Access show? Is that an exclusive All Access show? I'm not, I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. Let's see. Cinephiles Nation said Malcolm and Marie look like a pretentious version of Marriage Story. I'm going to watch it on Thursday through Friday, probably with an open mind as it's my weekend. Hope I'll like it as you did. So, yeah, it's like I said, I think like is a little bit of a strong word. I wouldn't say I liked it. I thought it was okay. It's a movie that I might watch again later on down the line, and I might appreciate more for what it does, because I do think it does a good job of kind of layering in these nuances of a relationship through all these arguments and stuff. And by the end, it's like you don't really know who to sympathize with or who to root for. And I think it does a lot of things well. I just don't. I thought the performances were great. I thought that John David Washington was great. Easily like his best performance to me. I thought Zendaya was easily her best performance. I thought she was fantastic in Euphoria. I think she's better in this. Just the things that she does with like her face and facial expressions and just her emoting in general. But yeah, Marriage Story, I did not like. I don't like Marriage Story at all because I have been married for 13 years, and married couples don't act the way that they did. And it didn't feel real to me at all. It just felt like, again, like you said it felt like a pretentious version of Marriage Story. I thought Marriage Story was extremely pretentious in the way that it portrayed marriage. So, I don't know. Let's see. Cinephiles Nation said, I saw the Clarice trailer. At this point, nothing can top Silence of the Lambs, but it looked like a fun little thing worth checking out. Yeah, it's, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I love Silence of the Lambs. I think it's a great film. I'm not a big fan of Ridley Scott's Hannibal. I'm not a big fan of Red Dragon. And I haven't gotten the chance to check out, what's it called? The one with Mads Mikkelsen. Hannibal. It's just called Hannibal, right? Is that what it's called? Is it called, what is it? Is it called Hannibal? Is that right? The same as the Ridley Scott film? I think that's correct. So yeah, I'm not like a big Silence of the Lambs like universe nut. Like I really just like Silence of the Lambs, and that's it. So, but who knows? It may be worth checking out. Let me know if it's worth checking out. I might check it out because me and my wife are kind of on a TV show like binge right now. We've been binging everything on Apple Plus. It's kind of what we do is we watch a lot of TV. I watch the movies by myself. Occasionally she'll watch a movie with me, like Malcolm and Marie. And she got up in the middle of the movie and actually left. Like she didn't want to watch it anymore. Which goes to show you like how it hit her. But we usually watch TV together. That's pretty much what we do. But we have been watching The Servant. So we binged season 1 in like the course of 4 days or something. And we watched season 2, and then we were Kind of surprised that it stopped like in episode 3, and we're like, what's going on? And then we realized this show is ongoing. It's ongoing right now. A new episode drops every Friday, so now we have to wait every single Friday for a new episode of The Servant to drop. And which is kind of cool again, because now we get to kind of experience the show in real time with everybody else. But that's a hell of a show. The Servant is freaking awesome, spectacular performances. You've got Lauren Ambrose, who, like I said, the only thing I know her from is Can't Hardly Wait from 1998, that teen comedy. I don't know where she's been, but she is spectacular in that show. Like, she is freaking great in Servant. Toby Kebbell, like, he's always had great roles. I remember that Black Mirror episode, The Entire History of You, like where he was wearing like the eye thing that could rewind stuff. He was fantastic in that, but he does a lot of mocap. He was in the Planet of the Apes movies and stuff. I believe he was in Kong Skull Island too, and I don't think he was mocap in that. I think he was an actual character. So he's great in the show. The girl that plays the younger girl in the show, the kind of creepy younger girl, she's fantastic. The one that really surprises me though, and it shouldn't be a surprise because he's great in the movies, but Ron Weasley, I can't remember the actor's name, but Ron Weasley from Harry Potter is in this show, and he's like probably early 30s, but he's grown up. He's like a man in the show. He's fantastic in the show too. So yeah, like, great performance, creepy atmosphere, a mystery thriller that you like are literally like on the edge of your seat as to what's going to happen next. Yeah, Sam says Rupert Grint. And I'm sorry, 4K Corner entered. He's in here. What's up, everyone in the chat? What's up, 4K? How you doing? I'm assuming that you're probably watching the Super Bowl like everybody else, not watching me on here ramble about movies. But I appreciate you being here tonight on Ken's Movie Experience. Let's see. Sam Jr. said, yeah, the show is called Hannibal. Okay. 4K Corner said, it was good, but I fell asleep on it. Black and white picture was beautiful. It was a really well shot film. Like, it looked gorgeous. It's going to be like one of those movies that people are just going to post cinematic images of for like ever. It's going to be like the next Midsummer, where people just put cinematic image after cinematic image on Instagram. They'll be like, this movie's gorgeous. It's beautiful. But yeah, I was surprised. Like, a lot of people, especially in our community on Instagram, like, has been giving it like mediocre scores. I figured a lot more people would be a lot higher on the film, but I guess I was wrong. Ken, what do you think about the Paramount Plus streaming service? So that is basically CBS All Access. That's what it's turning into, right? I'm pretty sure that is correct. So CBS All Access is turning into Paramount Plus streaming service. So I don't know. It has, what does that have? Like the Twilight Zone. It has all the Star Trek stuff. And I'm not a big Star Trek fan in general. I don't really get into the Star Trek. Never have. I mean, I watched Next Generation a little bit when I was little, and that kind of bored me. So I've just never been a Star Trek fan. I've always just been Star Wars over Star Trek, even though they're two completely different kind of things. But yeah, definitely. If you all get a chance, so Apple TV, The Servant is incredible. Defending Jacob is incredible. The Morning Show is incredible. That is like 3 shows, 3 for 3, that are incredible on that streaming service. My wife just started watching Dickerson with the girl from Edge of 17, Bumblebee. I'm horrible with people's names tonight. So she started with that, and I'm not watching that one with her. I can't get into that kind of show. But she's really enjoying that one. And yeah, I do want to watch Ted Lasso too, because I've heard good things about that. And we got the Tom Holland, directed by the Russo brothers movies, coming out pretty soon. So a lot of things coming on Apple TV Plus, and I am excited. So Sam Jr. said, Rupert Grint, thank you for letting me know that, Sam. I appreciate that. But with that, guys, we will go ahead and give away the digital code for Do the Right Thing. Am I giving away the Do the Right Thing? Yeah, I'll give away the Do the Right Thing code right now. I think it's only right to give away Do the Right Thing on 4K to my loyal subscribers and followers of Ken's Movie Experience that are here tonight on the Super Bowl. I'm going to give away this copy of Do the Right Thing. So all you have to do is in the chat call out what year did this movie release? What year did Do the Right Thing come out? If you answer that correctly in the chat, you will win a digital copy of Do the Right Thing. So let's see. One thing that we're going up, Sam Jr. got it. You have won, Sam. Do the Right Thing. Have you seen Do the Right Thing before? That's what I want to know. It is an incredible film. It is an incredible film. He has not seen it. He has not seen it. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is, because I haven't really got a chance to really dig into the Golden Globes nominations. Like I've heard some people say some things about them. So I was going to kind of go over those real quick and just kind of react to the nominations and stuff with you guys and see what you all think about some of these. Because I feel like it was a little controversial when it came out, and I'm struggling to think of why, because I didn't really see anything off the top of my head that was like really controversial. It all felt pretty correct to me. But if you guys can kind of help out, like who was snubbed and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, 2020 was just a disappointing year in general. But a lot of these Oscar movies did come out at the end of the year. I think it's really stupid that they're doing this whole like you can be nominated up until like the end of February or something. I don't know. It seems kind of pointless. Like, why bother? A lot of these movies were released last year, so I think there was enough to justify still having an Oscars without going till February. It just gives them more time to get some more stuff out. So let's see. Best performance by an actor in a television series, musical or comedy. Don Cheadle, Black Monday. Never seen it. Nicholas Hoult, The Great. Now he was great in that show. Eugene Levy, Schitt's Creek, Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso, Rami, yourself. So the only one I've seen is Nicholas Hoult in The Great, and going off of that performance, I think he deserves it. So Nicholas Hoult should win that category. For me, that's easy. Best performance by an actress in a television series, musical or comedy. Lily Collins, Emily in Paris, never seen it. Kaylee Kuko, Flight Attendant, have seen it. She was great. Elle Fanning, The Great. She was great as well. Jan Levy, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. That seems like some kind of generic, what was it, like an NBC show or CBS show? Even though I love Jan Levy, I posted about it yesterday on my Instagram. In the Evil Dead remake in 2013, she's completely awesome and badass. But this show looks incredibly generic. And then you got Catherine O'Hara in Schitt's Creek. So Kaylee Cuoco, The Flight Attendant, and Elle Fanning, those are both two really tough ones right there. But I'll go with Kaylee Cuoco. I think she did. I think the standout of The Great was Nicholas Hoult, even though I think Elle Fanning was great. But I think Kaylee Cuoco, she had to pretty much carry that entire show on her back, because the other performances in that show weren't as great as her. Whereas I think Elle Fanning had Nicholas Hoult to kind of play off of. So I would go Kaylee Cuoco. I'm sorry if I'm saying her name wrong for that one. Let's see, best performance. And if you guys have any picks, leave it in the chat and we'll talk about it. Of any of the ones that I'm going over, if you've seen these shows, if you got any picks, let me know. But best performance by an actor in a television series. Let's see, we got Jason Bateman, Ozark, awesome. Josh O'Connor, The Crown, never seen it. Bob Odenkirk, Better Call Saul. He's always awesome as that character, even though I've never seen the 5th season. I've seen the first 3 seasons of Better Call Saul, but I got to catch up. Al Pacino, Hunters. I watched the first 3 episodes of that. That was an interesting show that I wanted to finish, but never did. Don't know why. Matthew Rhys and Perry Mason, never seen it. So I will go with Jason Bateman in Ozark. He's incredible in that show. He is incredible in that show. Best performance by an actress in a television series, drama. Olivia Colman, The Crown. She was great in The Favorite, but I haven't seen her in The Crown. Jodie Comer, Killing Eve, haven't seen it. Emma Corrin in The Crown. Laura Linney, Ozark, and Sarah Paulson in Ratchet. So I'm going Laura Linney because, again, Ozark is the only show that I've seen, and she was fantastic in that show. So Let's see, best performance by an actor in a limited series or motion picture made for television. You got Bryan Cranston, Your Honor. So I need to check that show out. But if something tells me it'll disappoint me, because I'll be expecting like a Breaking Bad Walter White type performance. Something tells me it's completely different than that. But let's see, Jeff Daniels, The Comey Rule. Never heard of it. Hugh Grant, The Undoing. He was good in that show. I don't know if it's award-winning good, but he was good. Mark Ruffalo, I know this much is true. That's one I need to check out still. And Ethan Hawke and The Good Lord Bird. I haven't even heard of that before, but yeah, let's go with Hugh Grant because that's the only one I've seen. Let's see, yeah, Hugh Grant wins that one right there. Sam Jr. said Jared Leto got nominated. Okay, Jared Leto got nominated for The Little Things, right? Um, all right. He made some choices in that movie, that's for sure. I'm not saying he was bad. I just really didn't like that movie that much. That movie kind of is a bit controversial right now for some reason. That movie just, for more than like any movie in a while, that one's a little controversial. Everybody's kind of going back and forth on whether or not it feels like nobody's saying it's great and nobody's saying it's like super awful. It's like people debating on varying degrees of mediocre, which is weird. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's like bad okay to me though. There's people that are debating it's good okay. To me, it's bad okay. Cinephiles Nation says, I haven't seen a single Spike Lee film. Really gotta explore his films. You do, because he has a lot of good ones. I'm not a big fan of Black Klansman. I'm not a big fan of that movie. I think Adam Driver is great in it. That's probably about the only thing that's great about that movie. I don't know. I just really didn't dig that one. I was expecting something a little different. I didn't like all the comedy in it. There was some weird editing and direction choices in it. I did like The Five Bloods. I think Malcolm X is like a masterpiece. That's his best film in my opinion. And Do the Right Thing's like right behind it. It's like right behind it. And Summer of Sam's a damn good movie too from the 90s. I don't think a lot of people realize that he did that one. The Insider. Am I right? Did he do that one? Did he do that one? I thought he did that one. It might be Michael Mann that I'm thinking of. Oh, let's see. Cinephile Nation said the two major snubs for me are Hugh Jackman for Bad Education and Ben Affleck the way back, but it's the awards after all. Yeah. Josh O'Connor or Bob Odenkirk should take it. Gotta watch Hunter. Jason Bateman's also good, but he's overshadowed by Laura Linney for me. She's fantastic. I don't necessarily think he's overshadowed. I think he's really good in the show, but yeah, she is definitely the standout of the show. I'll agree with you there. 4K Corner said his character and performance wasn't all that strong. I thought Malik had the best performance. Just my opinion. That's a hot take. That's a hot take because a lot of people are saying that Malik had the worst performance, including me. I think he did too. But you know, I love Malik as Freddie Mercury. I was hoping he would do an awesome job. I just didn't buy him as that like rookie cop. I don't know. I just didn't buy that character. Best performance by an actress in a limited series or motion picture made for television. Kate Blanchett, Miss America. Daisy Edgar Jones, Normal People. Sarah Haas, Unorthodox. Nicole Kidman, The Undoing. Anya Taylor-Joy, The Queen's Gambit. For me, this is easy because this is like my favorite thing that came out in 2020, and that's The Queen's Gambit. Anya Taylor-Joy is incredible in that show. Nicole Kidman's good in The Undoing, but Nicole Kidman is always good. But Anya Taylor-Joy was like next level for me. I thought she was great. But this really like highlights going through all these. I feel like I watch a lot of TV, and now I don't feel like I watch a lot of TV just going through this. Best television series drama: The Crown, Lovecraft Country, The Mandalorian, Ozark, Ratchet. This is tough. This is tough between The Mandalorian and Ozark for me. And if I'm being honest, as much as I want to go Ozark, I think that The Mandalorian delivered a little bit more for me. I think it delivered a little bit more for me. So I'll go Mandalorian. And wouldn't that be something for a genre sci-fi fantasy show to win best drama? I mean, I guess it's happened, right? Game of Thrones. I guess it's not completely off brand. Game of Thrones just felt a little bit more prestigious, though, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It had to be like the first sci-fi, though, right? Best television limited series or motion picture made for television: Normal People, The Queen's Gambit, Small Axe, The Undoing, Unorthodox. Again, easy, The Queen's Gambit for me. That was an incredible show. Best of the year, in my opinion. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role in a series, limited series, or motion picture made for television: Helena Bonham Carter, The Crown. I didn't even know she was in that. Julia Garner, Ozark, Anne Murphy, Schitt's Creek, Cynthia Nixon, and Ratchet. Julia Garner is incredible in Ozark, so I will go with her. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a series, limited series, or motion picture made for television: John Boyega, Small Axe, Brendan Gleeson, the comedy role, Daniel Levy, Schitt's Creek, Jim Parsons, Hollywood, Donald Sutherland, The Undoing. So I guess I'll have to go with Donald Sutherland because I've only seen The Undoing. He's really good in the show, but I'm willing to bet that a couple of those are better than he was. Because I didn't think he was fantastic, but he was really good. Best television series, musical or comedy: Emily in Paris, The Flight Attendant, Schitt's Creek, The Great, Ted Lasso. Of these three, I'll say that The Great was the better show. I mean, of these five, I would say The Great's the better show. So I'll give it to The Great. For that one, best motion picture, musical or comedy: Borat, subsequent movie film, Hamilton, music, Palm Springs, The Prom. So I've only seen Borat and Palm Springs, and of those two, I'll go Palm Springs. I like Palm Springs quite a bit. It didn't make my top 10, but I like that Groundhog's Day time loop story, and I thought that Andy Samberg and Christina Milioti had a lot of chemistry. I will go with Palm Springs. Borat to me was okay, but it was too little, too late, and I just didn't find it that funny. Best motion picture: drama, The Father, Mank, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, The Trial of the Chicago 7. So I'll go with Mank. That was in my top 5. But I am really, really looking forward to watching Nomadland when it comes out on Hulu in a couple of weeks. So I'll also be reviewing that one for a film event on Instagram. So at the end of the month, so look out for that. Really looking forward to that movie. Best motion picture, foreign language: Another Round, La Llorona. Every time I see that pop up in like awards, I'm like, are you talking about the horror film from from freaking 2019? Is that when that came out? The Controverse movie? But apparently it's something else. The Life Ahead, Minari, Two of Us. So the only one, I'm really looking forward to Minari when it comes out. But Another Round's the only one I've seen. So I'll go with Another Round. Best screenplay, motion picture: Emerald Fennell, Promising Young Woman. Let's see, Jack Fincher, Mank, Aaron Sorkin, The Trial of Chicago 7, Florence Zeller, Christopher Hampton, The Father, Chloe Zhao, Nomadland. So I'll go Jack Fincher with Mank because that is, no, it's not the only one I've seen. I've seen Trial and I've seen Promising, but I do think Mank is a stronger script. Best original song: Fight for You, Judas and the Black Messiah. Is Judas and the Black Messiah a musical and I didn't know about it? That would be awesome. I guess it's got an original song though. Hear My Voice, The Trial of Chicago 7. I don't even remember a song being in that. IOC Scene, The Life Ahead, Speak Now, One Night in Miami, Tigers and Tweed, The United States versus Billie Holiday. So, yeah, let's go with Speak Now, One Night in Miami. I don't remember that song specifically, but I did like that movie just a little bit more than Trial of Chicago 7. Let's see. Sam Jr. said, I think Anya Taylor-Joy is going to win. Yeah, she'll definitely win. I don't see anybody else beating her. Rami Malek better be good in No Time to Die. Craig's Bond has to end on a good note. I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good. Sam Jr. said, I picked The Mandalorian too. Yeah, of those 5, I think Mandalorian's the strongest. And I love the Ozark Season 3. Don't get me wrong. I just think Mandalorian Season 2 really hit. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Star Wars fan. I'd be the first to admit if Star Wars sucks. I do it all the time. Mandalorian's awesome, though. Cinephiles Nation said, I don't think Got has won any Golden Globes. Emmys, sure. Really? That's interesting if it hasn't. That's really interesting. The Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. Awesome. Awesome. I was rooting for the River Frogs, but I'm glad the Buccaneers won. Sam Jr. said I pick Hamilton. Awesome. Awesome. That you pick Hamilton. I haven't seen Hamilton. Need to watch it. Millhouse said, Millhouse is here. What's up, man? Here for the weekly reminder to watch Monster Squad. I do need to watch Monster Squad, and I appreciate the reminder, Millhouse. So let's move on. We got Best Actor in a Supporting Role in Any Motion Picture. We got Sacha Baron Cohen, The Trial of the Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya, Judas and the Black Messiah, Jared Leto, The Little Things, Bill Murray, On the Rocks, Leslie Odom Jr., One Night in Miami. So I think the big snub here was the guy from the Five Bloods, Delroy Lindo? Delroy Lindo, that's his name. Which I think is a snub too, especially if you're putting Jared Leto and Bill Murray in here, because those movies are both not very good, and those performances are okay at best. And I think that as much I didn't love the Five Bloods, I liked it a lot. Delroy Lindo was incredible in that movie though, so I don't know how you leave him out and you put Bill Murray and Jared Leto. But I think that's a Golden Globes thing, just because those are like big name actors. I think by the time that we get to the Oscars, you're gonna see Delroy Lindo in there replacing one of those two. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. Of those, I don't know. Let's give it to Sacha Baron Cohen. Let's give it to Borat. He was good in the movie. He was good. I'll give it to Borat. Best actress in a supporting role in any motion picture. You got Glenn Close, Hillbilly Elegy. I have yet to watch that. I was excited to watch it, and then I heard all the awful reviews. So I was like, I'll wait till later, and I just haven't picked it up yet. I do love Amy Adams, though, and Glenn Close. I think they're great, and it's very disappointing to hear that movie is not very good. Olivia Colman, The Father, Jodie Foster, The Man, The Martian, The Mauritanian. I don't even know what the hell that movie is. And Amanda Seyfried, Mank, Helena Zengel, News of the World. I do really want to see News of the World. I've heard great things about that one. Best actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Sacha Baron Cohen, Borat's subsequent movie film. James Corden, The Prom. Lin-Manuel Miranda, Hamilton. Dev Patel, The Personal History of David Copperfield. And Andy Samberg, Palm Springs. So, best actor, huh? Andy Samberg, Dev Patel, James Corden. I guess I'll give it to. That's tough. Andy Samberg or Sacha Baron Cohen. I think that Sacha Baron Cohen. I'll give it to him, even though I don't. I like Palm Springs better than Borat's subsequent movie film, but I think that Sacha Baron Cohen definitely gives a better performance because he's actually performing as a character. Andy Samberg is kind of the same type of character. I think there's more layers to him in Palm Springs, but I think Sasha's given a bigger performance and more works kind of on his shoulders in that film. So I will give it to Sasha again. So he's won 2 Golden Globes by my count so far. Best Motion Picture Animated: The Croods, Onward, Over the Moon, Soul, and Wolfwalkers. I think it's Soul, a no-brainer for me right there. Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Chadwick Boseman, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Riz Ahmed, The Sound of Metal, Anthony Hopkins, The Father, Gary Oldman, Mank, Tahir Rahman, the movie I don't know the title of. This one is tough. I love Gary Oldman and Mank. I'm going to give it to Chadwick here. And I thought he was legitimately great. And I think a lot of the reasons that I love Mank was a lot of other. I thought that Gary Oldman was great, but there was a lot of other factors in that movie for it placing so high other than the performance. Where, as in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, it was only the performances that carried that movie into my top 10 and to me loving it so much. So, I mean, great set design and everything like that, but great writing. But the performances really held a lot of weight in that movie, a little bit more than I think Mank did. So I will give it to Chadwick Boseman. I think Riz Ahmed was great in The Sound of Metal, but I wasn't a huge fan of that movie. So let's give it to Chadwick. He deserves it. It's not just because he passed away. I think he legitimately deserves it. Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama, Viola Davis, Maya Rainey's Black Bottom. Andre Day, The United States versus Billie Holiday. Vanessa Kirby, Pieces of a Woman. Frances McDormand, Nomadland. Carey Mulligan, Promising Young Woman. This is a very stacked card right here. This is a very stacked card. Very competitive, I would say. I'm not going to vote for Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman because I don't think she deserves to be in there. I thought it was a good performance. I don't think it's Oscar worthy or Golden Globes worthy. Frances McDormand, she's like Oscar bait. Like she's always in this race, it feels like. And I haven't seen the movie, but I can just tell she's probably going to be fantastic in it. Vanessa Kirby and Viola Davis, that's who it comes down to for me. Again, I don't know. They're both so good. They are both. I don't know. Vanessa Kirby has to go through a lot in Pieces of a Woman. This is legitimately hard. I'll give it to Vanessa Kirby. I think she has to go through a lot more in her performance than Viola Davis does in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. That's a hard one. I love Viola Davis and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Let's see, Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. Maria Balkova, I guess that's the girl that got her period everywhere. Kate Hudson in Music, never even heard of Music. Michelle Pfeiffer, French Exit, never heard of that. Rosamund Pike, I Care a Lot. I've heard good things about that movie. I'm excited for it to come to Netflix. Anya Taylor-Joy, Emma. So as good as Anya Taylor-Joy was in The Queen's Gambit, I thought Emma was awful. So definitely not Emma. And I haven't seen any of the other films but Borat, so I'll give it to Period Girl. I'll give it to Borat's daughter for that one. Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, Sacha Baron Cohen, Borat, subsequent movie film. James Corden, The Prom. Didn't we already do Sacha Baron Cohen, Borat for Best Actor? Am I wrong? Am I repeating myself? What is going on here? Best Director. I think they put Best Actor in here twice because I've done that category before, but the next one is not. Good job, CNN, repeating yourself. Best Director, Motion Picture, David Fincher, Mank, Regina King, One Night in Miami, Aaron Sorkin, The Trial of the Chicago 7, Chloe Zhao, Nomadland, Emerald Fennell, Promising Young Woman. As far as direction, I got to give it to David Fincher. I love the direction in that movie. I love the direction in Promising Young Woman too. That's kind of tough. I'll give it to Mank though. I like the movie better. Let's see. Best Original Score, The Midnight Sky, Tenet, News of the World, Mank. Definitely Tenet. Tenet was awesome. Regardless of how you feel about the movie, the score in Tenet is completely fantastic. It's so good. I love the score. I still listen to it. So that is it, guys, for that. Let's see what you guys have been saying. Pratty said Glenn Close was amazing in Hillbilly. I need to watch it. I do need to watch it. I pick Soul 2. Sam Jr. said, I'm going to pick Riz Ahmed. He was good in that movie. He was. I can see why you would pick Riz Ahmed. Sandoval Nation said, I think Lin-Manuel Miranda might get it. Hamilton looks like an award sweetheart. Really enjoyed it. The songs were superb. The only thing that gets me with Hamilton is, can you really call it a movie? I didn't watch it, but it just, from the previews, it looked like they actually just filmed the Broadway play, right? And put it on there. That's not a movie, is it? It just, I don't know. It could be wrong. Maybe I need to watch it, but all the scenes just look like somebody in the audience like filmed the Broadway play and put it on Disney Plus. I don't know. Sandoval's Nation said Vanessa is my pick. Yeah, she was too good in that movie. And it's just like, it's another thing where you expect Viola Davis to be great in everything. So you kind of take it for granted a little bit. Vanessa Kirby, I've literally only seen in like a Mission Impossible, and she was like generic badass chick. And for her to go from that to what she did in Pieces of a Woman, it just shocked the hell out of me. So yeah, I got to give it to her. Let's see. Cinephiles Nation also said Fincher's my pick as well. The movie's really well done. I thought so too. I don't get the hate that Mank gets sometimes. But let's go ahead and do the other giveaway, guys, and then I will get into my schedule for the week. And I promised a big announcement tonight, and I don't know if I'm ready to give it yet. But coming soon. Coming soon, there's going to be a big... Here's my big announcement. My big announcement is that I'm going to have a big announcement soon. That's what my big announcement is. So I'm giving away the Golden Child, a digital copy of that here tonight on Ken's Movie Experience. And I'm going to do... Let's see. Let's come up with a question. I've never seen this movie before, so it's a little hard for me to kind of come up with a question off the top of my head. But let's go with who directed The Golden Child. Who directed The Golden Child? If you can tell me, if you're the first in the chat to tell me who directed The Golden Child, you will win the digital copy of The Golden Child, and you will be able to watch Eddie Murphy on your screen and in your eyes tonight. You will be able to watch Eddie Murphy tonight. Bam, Sam Jr. got it. Again, he is rich in digital codes tonight. Is Sam Jr. Michael Ritchie is correct. You have won The Golden Child and Do the Right Thing, sir. So congratulations to you on your grand victory here tonight on Ken's Movie Experience. So before we get out of here, guys, just going over my schedule for the week. So tomorrow, of course, I'm going to be back with the physical media reports. And there's a lot of announcements. There's a lot of stuff to cover. I'm getting back into some rumor territory. And a lot of stuff that was announced as well. So tomorrow's physical media report should be jam-packed and should be incredibly awesome. Tuesday is going to be the Blu-ray hunt. Of course, I'll be back doing my Blu-ray hunt. And I don't even know what's coming out this week. I got to look. I feel like it's Elysium on 4K. I think that's the big one that's coming out this week. We also have on Wednesday, I don't know if I'm going to do it on Wednesday. I think Thursday I'm going to be doing my entire Scream Factory collection update. So I'm going to show off all my Scream Factories that I've purchased. I did it a year ago almost for my Scream Factory, so I'm going to go ahead and do that again and show those off. So that should be a good video. It should be an interesting video because I picked up a lot of Scream Factories in the year since I did my last video. But yeah, I put out a poll. That's the one that everybody voted for. The 4K collection was like leading, and then all of a sudden Scream Factories took it over. So I'll be doing the 4K collection too, probably after that, and then I'll do Arrow because those are like the ranking of how they came out. But yeah, I'll be doing that. I'm also going to be reviewing Cinema Paradiso on Arrow. I meant to do it last week. I watched the movie, but I didn't get to dig into the special features like I wanted to, so I delayed it for another week. But I am going to be reviewing Cinema Paradiso this week, the Arrow video version of that. And then I'll probably be doing another thrifting vlog this Saturday. So jam-packed week here. And yeah, like I said, I put out something else last week. I did what would be a better night for you to join the live stream if I was to not do it Sundays anymore. I don't have any immediate plans to not do it Sunday. The only reason I was feeling, I feel like there's a lot of people that might join if it wasn't on Sunday nights. I feel like there's some people that don't join because it might be the night before they go back to work or something like that. For me, it worked a little bit better because it's just kind of like I don't prep for it at all. I just kind of come home for work and get on here and talk to you guys about movies. And for me, in my mind, that just worked better for a live stream. Because literally most of the week I'm like prepping my edited videos and putting those out. So I just wanted to get some content out on Sunday when I came home. So I put out like, would it be better if I went live on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday? Literally like neck and neck tied for first was Tuesday and Wednesday. So when I do my next show, I'll probably do a Tuesday and a Wednesday night, like maybe back to back, and I'll see kind of compare and contrast. But I'm not going to do that this week. It might be 2 or 3 weeks from now. So, and we'll just talk about some stuff. I might do like one of my collection videos that I do might be a live stream. I might end up doing that. This week's is going to be edited and just put out like a regular video, but I might do a couple collection videos live and just kind of see how that goes. And I'll kind of use that format to test that out. But thank you guys for joining me here tonight. Cinephiles Nation said you looked really tired, Ken. I appreciate you doing this. Have a good night. Yeah, it is tough. That's another thing. I do like coming home and just having the laid back feel of going live, because it's harder for me to like do edited videos for some reason. I don't know why. It's just easier when you do stuff live, because when I do edited stuff, I like get inside my head and I like have to repeat things 100 times, and I'll do like a bunch of takes and I'll like edit myself out, and just having to go back through and edit all that. It's just, there's so much pressure to like doing edited videos versus a live where I can literally just come on here and it doesn't matter if I mess up or I forget anything or I forget where I was saying or I forget my place, because it's live. So most people are like just understanding of that and just like anything goes. So, and I think I've talked to 4K about that before, just like it feels like, it seems like there would be more pressure going live, but in a lot of ways, there's more pressure doing edited videos than live. So, Sam Jr. asks, when is the next Instagram live stream? I don't know. Maybe this week. Maybe I'll go live on Instagram this week. I don't know. I kind of wanted to line up a guest for when I went on Instagram next time, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, so that's my show for the night, guys. Ken's movie experience. I'm gonna go crash, but I am going to try to watch a movie before I go to bed. I don't know what I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna try to watch. I might watch Psycho Goreman. Has anybody heard about Psycho Goreman? It sounds kind of interesting, so I might have to check that out. Or Bloody Hell. I'm in the mood for a horror movie, and I've heard those two movies were really good movies that came out last month that I didn't get a chance to check out. So, yeah, 4K Corner says me. Yeah, maybe I'll get in touch with you, man. If you want to go live on Tuesday night, maybe we can go live this Tuesday. Let me know. I'll hit you up in the DMs and we can talk some Blu-rays, some 4Ks, general Q&A, whatever. It could be cool. So yeah, I'll hit you up in the DMs. I'll let you know. But guys, thank you for watching the stream tonight. I appreciate it. Less people in here tonight, obviously, probably because of the Super Bowl. Or maybe they just didn't want to hear me talk about WandaVision. I don't know. But I appreciate everybody that did come in here and join tonight. I will see you all next Sunday on my next live stream, episode 6. So yeah, until next time, guys, please, if you haven't already, subscribe for some reason. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below, and we'll see you next time.